Then you have like streamers streaming, the people are just like streaming their lives now. I don't know if they add a lot of music in that stuff or not, but you have that. If they do need music, I'm sure there's like an opportunity there. Obviously, you have, the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube, which offers micro sync opportunities, which that can be kind of tricky because you got, if their channel's monetized, then you kind of gotta, you gotta move a little bit differently in those situations, or you're working with a company that, you're kind of given certain rights or forfeiting certain rights or royalties for that to work the way it needs to work so that people can still monetize their channels. So there's that. But then you have the gaming industry, which, gaming's been around for a very long time, but that's blowing up because, again, going back to the streamers, you got people streaming, gaming, and all of that stuff. But there's a huge sync opportunity for games. Like within the last, what was that? Last couple years, I can't remember if it was 24 or 23, like the end of 23. I was able to grab like 2 video game placements. I wasn't like not even trying though. Like it was just random. It just kind of fell in my lap through another composer. But there's an opportunity there, as they make more games, and not even like these aren't massive video games, right? Like how much was that? I think was it like 1,500? I think it was like 1,500 each placement for that video game. But this wasn't like a Call of Duty type game. This was just like a virtual reality game on like Oculus, right? But still a decent sync fee. Now, tricky part with video games is that typically you don't see back-end royalties on that stuff. It's usually just upfront sync fee. That's what you get. But usually it's also non-exclusive. So they can place it, but you can still take that music, place it in other things, and just get more sync fees. So, you get the credibility, you get the upfront sync fee from the video game stuff, and then you still have the right to be able to relicense that music however you want. So, when you think video game placements, don't only think about like the big massive video games. Think about like some of these early video game developers, some of these independent games, some of these virtual reality games on some of these, other platforms, not just the major, the Xbox, the PlayStation, things like that. But plenty of opportunities for that stuff, which again, it's kind of cool when you're working with publishers, because usually publishers have they have connections to not only music supervisors, but also, video game people and ad people and movies and, all the streaming services, all of that stuff. So you're kind of able to be exposed to all those different opportunities working through, one company, I guess, if you will. So yeah, I'm gonna open up the member only link as well. So if you guys want to call in, come up on video or audio, that member only link is in the calendar in the community. Cleo says, I wanted to post my question on here about Music Gateway. It's the only one I'm using right now. No success as far as sync, but I have had all my music added to the library. Any other suggestions? I don't have any experience with Music Gateway specifically. Maybe if somebody else has, you guys can chime in or drop a post in Sync Producer Hub. But I personally don't have any experience with Music Gateway, so I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I'm not sure how they're set up. Yeah, just like 1,500, man. And I think we ended up landing like a couple, but they had like multiple slots, you know what I mean? So How many did we submit? I might have submitted. Man, I want to say maybe four. I think I might have submitted four, and they grabbed like two out of the four. So not bad, not bad. um. So yeah. Um. Let's see. Let's scroll back up. Nikki with the question says, when is the best time to submit holiday music to music libraries, and does it help increase chances to getting placements, or is it a little tougher because it's holiday music? No, I think what's this, August? So you kind of see two phases, or at least I personally see two phases in holiday music. The early wave is like spring, summer, spring going into summer, and then you'll see a last minute wave closer to the holiday season. So you'll definitely see like some last minute stuff. So I'll say anytime between then, but then you kind of can't go wrong because it just circles back around. Obviously they're probably going to prioritize projects where they need music immediately versus like, if they're just not looking, if it's January and they're just not looking for holiday music because those projects are over, still cool to keep it in your bag. And then, as soon as that time comes around, you can submit it. But usually spring, summer, and then, again, you can probably catch some of those like little last minute joints, around closer to the holiday season, like, which could literally be like anytime now through, I say, through October. And if I had to pick something to focus on in terms of holiday, it would be obviously like the public domain Christmas songs. It would be trailerized versions of those songs as well. Where's that music coming from? I don't even know where that came from. That's wild. Trailerized music, trailerized Christmas songs. Oh, I think that was my Spotify. I don't even think I hit anything though. That's crazy. So yeah, do you take on trailerizing music briefs? I do occasionally if I have the time. The thing with those is like I have to make sure I have the time before I commit to it. Because I'm still fairly new to trailerizing music, so it just takes me a little bit to get locked in and to get things how I want it, because it's just it's different. It's just like a different structure and approach and things like that. So it just takes me a little bit longer. I have knocked one out pretty relatively quick. I say maybe like a day and a half. But I just got to make sure I have the time. But yeah, I'll definitely take some here and there if I can do it. So yeah. Miguel, we got Miguel with a question. Let's see let's pull him up.
What's up, man?
What's up, bro? How you feeling?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm good, man.
I got a quick question. It's regarding more towards I got like 40 plus tracks, as I mentioned before, from a library. Um, and I haven't got one placement with them
Okay.
yet. So I've been focusing my music on other libraries instead of putting music there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is that I've been reached out recently asking if one of my tracks was still available. And I'm not sure if I should say that it is, because I mean I haven't got any placement. It's not like I'm gonna do that and it's instantly gonna get a placement. But at the same time, what if that one gets placed? You know what I
That's
mean?
true. Yeah. Is it like a new track, or is it one that's already signed to him?
No, it's one. It hasn't been signed, but it's one that it was supposed to be for them because
Mm-hmm.
they sent a brief, and I composed it. It's actually a cover song that I
Mm.
made,
Yeah.
and I composed it for the purpose. of sending it to them because it was from a brief that they sent,
Okay.
but they never actually uh, said that it was going to be signed or anything until 1 year later, and they're asking me if it's still available. But since I haven't got any placements with them,
Mm.